Since y'all liked the home accessory video last week, we went out and found some more. So let's check it out. We couldn't call this an accessory video without sharing our favorite tools. And when it comes to the office, this is my go-to blade that no Amazon box has ever defeated yet. Plus, this may be the only one you'll be able to afford. The ToughBuilt Scraper Utility Blade, because utility blades are a dime a dozen, but one that can also do this is dangerous. Like, in a good way though, because not only will you not be able to stop playing with it, once you show off how useful having a scraper instantly accessible is, you will literally go searching for things to scrape off, as it's also super effective against those damn label stickers. And seeing this in action doesn't get old either. So simple, yet so sophisticated. The body itself is quite chunky too, great for ergonomics. When combined with the textured rubber finish and the finger grip, ToughBuilt has basically designed the ultimate utility blade to cut through any Amazon box you throw at it, while also doubling up on armor defense points, so you can confidently toss this around. But then they said, why not? Let's add an additional pry bar to the bottom as well. You've already got this comfortable handle. What's having an added tool to lift, twist, and is even strong enough to just smack things around? Plus, when you finish cutting down every single box you've ever seen, swapping out blades is literally this easy and fast as well. Personally though, I keep it around just as a fidget toy too. A fairly large one at that. Better yet, they also have a reloading utility blade, because you will never feel or look cooler than when you do this. Wha-bam! Now, if you've ever answered a phone call, then you'll know that's when everything and everyone around you decides it's time to come out of hiding. It's as if they were waiting for you to join the call before their day even started. Thankfully, there's an easy fix, and no, it's not trying to get rid of everyone else around you. It's AI, because it's 2024 and it's about damn time it was used for something good. The AnkerWork S600 may not be the fancy sports car it sounds like, but it sure as heck looks like one. Essentially, it's a speakerphone, but also doubles as a wireless phone charger, stand, and even a Bluetooth speaker that you can take with you, well, anywhere. And being an Anker relative, you know they included a fast 15 watts of wireless charging. So even if you have no friends to call, it still makes for one of the best all-in-one phone accessories that fits like a water bottle. The MagSafe mount passes my scientific tap test, yet is easily adjustable in viewing angles and can still freely spin. Perfect to quickly swap into the iPhone standby mode so you never miss a notification again. And if you intend on actually using it for work calls, turning on the voice print recognition is where it really makes magic happen. Basically, it's able to isolate your voice, eliminating any background noise and even others speaking around you, so you can take a phone call literally anywhere.
And I just flushed the toilet. You can hear me clearly still.
Right beside the sink, and
you can probably still hear me pretty clearly.
Custom nylon cable, titanium
talking
split
beside
rail.
someone
Else literally talking.
keyboard noises.
But you can still hear me clearly. You probably know this issue when your parents decide to vacuum while you're in the middle of a call.
Lastly, for all the fidgeters out there,
You can still hear me clearly.
even with all the background noise. Windows open, loud AF.
And you can still hear me loud and clear.
This is me in the car honking.
Still nothing.
Obviously, these are all pretty extreme cases and it's not always perfect, but come on. How insane is that? Just think of all the embarrassing moments you could have avoided on all those company Zoom calls. But seriously, let me know in the comments if that ever happened to you. Plus, even if you just used it as a phone stand, tripod, or scrolling through TikTok, it will still be worth it, especially with their 45% off early bird discount for a limited time on Kickstarter right now. But quickly, before it's all gone. Now, if you're dealing with a lot of files, especially if you're an accountant, spice privacy or not, you will need a way to ensure that it's private, easy to access, and available 24/7. Hence why a huge shout out to UGREEN for setting out their new NASync DXP 4800 Plus storage solution, which is basically like that teeny tiny USB thumb drive you carry around, except with 1,000 times more storage here. And honestly, not looking half bad either with its gunmetal shell and curvy edges. I'm weirdly attracted to this piece of machinery. Setup and installation is straightforward. You literally just slide it open, push it in, and slide it shut. Well, bam. It makes your home office feel like a real one, minus the annoying IT guy, because that's just you now. Don't worry though, this NAS is pretty much plug and play, so no actual technical skills are needed, especially since we did some tests for you and can confirm it's friggin' fast. Unlike when uploading to cloud services that will require you to actually wait, when we uploaded the same several gigs to the UGREEN NAS, it was so fast that we almost missed the loading screen. And that's all thanks to this. The 10 gigabit E and 2.5 gigabit E ports that are built in. Their App Store packs a few useful apps that make organizing your files a breeze. Starting with the Photos app, they've got an integrated AI smart assistant that knows how to classify faces, text, animals, and other objects, allowing you to quickly search for them all within the system. So none of your data is ever put online to be analyzed. The built-in 12th Gen 5-core Intel processor and 8 gigabytes of RAM that is expandable for even faster processing speeds means this is essentially a tiny PC that you can leave running 24/7. Perfect, as you can turn on their UGREEN link service and access your files, videos, and photos, well, anywhere in the world through your phone or computer. But for those who live with anxiety about losing all your data, like myself, the auto backup of your computer and the NAS itself comes super clutch, so you'll always be able to restore everything back in order just in case you hit the wrong red button one day. This model specifically is the 4-bay and is expandable up to 96 terabytes, which is a lot of accounting video files. It's got ports galore, so you can direct dump SD cards, thumb drives, and even other hard drives directly into your main station. All that at the size of about an iPad mini. So save some cash right now on Kickstarter if you're looking to keep your data safe and in one place so you never forget a file ever again. Link in the description down below. If you sucked at hide and seek as a child, well, this is the cheat code you needed, because although I had to read similar books during school, no sane person would ever choose to pick one up and casually browse through one of these rom-coms. Perfect, because it's actually a Craighill false book, and while they aren't the first to do it, the detail that goes into them is pretty wild. The pencil marks are probably some of my favorite, but then, well, bam, hiding your emergency stash has never been so easy, while also subsequently be just as easy to access as well with a convenient yet strong magnetic closure. The inside is quite luxurious too, with the felt lining, which is total overkill, but why the heck not, as it adds to the premium feel alongside its wood frame finish, with the grain surprisingly looking like actual stacked paper pages. Now it's no permanent lock, and although it is empty, it did pass my scientific shake test. So as long as you don't toss it around, your daily essentials are safe inside. Speaking of which, it's perfectly sized to fit my rare McDonald's collab Tetris emulator in the shape of a chicken McNugget. It's also more than enough room for your daily tools, but my favorite, a secret snack stash to keep away from your kids, co-workers, and most importantly, myself, when I forget where I hid them in the first place. Hot boy summer bod, here I come. Now it is best combined with other false books or old encyclopedias so it doesn't look too sus, as you aren't fooling anyone that you actually read this, but grouped together, it just looks like hand-me-down decor that you don't want to throw out, as it's much more believable that you're a hoarder rather than a genius. I will be the first to admit that this office upgrade will actually make you less productive and probably not help with your button mashing either, but the Fightboard is basically a giant arcade joystick packed into a tiny keyboard that we're more familiar with typing on. It looks wicked, feels satisfying to click, but unfortunately still doesn't make you any better at the game. I've got the old V2 model, but essentially it's a 3D printed shell that holds regular keyboard switches, except laid out like you'd find at an old school arcade machine. There's LEDs built in, and when combined with the translucent white keys, makes for a very pretty looking device visually. but since they are just regular key switches, you could swap in your favorite keycaps too. Now, it may not look the best up close with that 3D printed aesthetic and feel, however, that does mean it's fairly lightweight, and with a little practice, has quickly become my favorite Tetris controller too. This, at the very least, is sturdy enough to handle your rage quitting, plus it's skinny and light enough to carry with you, so you can show off the fun toy you have in your pants on your next date. As for an actual keyboard upgrade that none of you probably need, but will definitely want after seeing this one, the NuPhy Air 75 may just be one of my top 5 keyboards. And if you're a fan of low profile keyboards, you're gonna want to keep watching too. Or if you're just a fan of aesthetically pleasing gadgets as well, because this one is a looker. The chamfered edges and rounded corners combined with the backlight and status LEDs on the side, it looks like a keyboard straight out of an anime or something. The pastels and light tones plus the LED effects make this a very fun keyboard to type on. The fact they also designed it to sit on top of your MacBook keyboard, making this portable to the nth degree, but also offering plenty of customization in keycaps, colors, and switches that you can swap yourself to for the perfect feel when typing, while also offering customization of keys so you can add your own shortcuts, means this just may be the keyboard to end all keyboards. Setting up multiple keyboards while you're out and about has become as easy as this. Unfold, plug in one cable, and wha-bam. Better yet, it's 2 monitors in one. A triple monitor setup that matches just how extra you are, but the cherry on top, all that still fits inside a regular backpack, which means it's basically as easy as carrying the size of 2 laptops together when tucked away. This is the JSAUX FlipGo portable dual monitors, and I've got the dual 16-inch monitor variant here, a perfect companion when compared to the 14-inch MacBook Pro screen. It's almost just as thin as the screen itself, uses a single USB-C wire to power everything, so it doesn't have to look like a NASA space station when you have to set up at a coffee shop. And while the folding stand does come clutch when you've got some room around the table, the magnets built into the screen are compatible with their extending stand as well, which is where you really take advantage of the folding hinge and can view the screens at eye level. It's got a USB hub built in as well and offers all the settings you need to adjust to your visual liking. However, wha-bam, not as useful, but great if you do a lot of reading and need the vertical space. Honestly, for its size and the amount of screen real estate you're getting with dual 2K monitors, it looks really crispy, and you may finally run out of excuses to not get your work done. However, when it does hit 5 PM, teardown is as easy as beep, bop, boop. And the included cover gives it some flair too, especially since it's so light, you can simply hold it in your hand and carry the triple screen setup wherever you want to pretend to work next. They even have a magnetic VESA mount if you want even more adjustability, but my favorite has to go to the metal kickstand for how easy it is to toss into my bag and just go. Plus, they also offer a touchscreen model, which they unfortunately didn't send, but just imagine 2 giant iPads stuck together and actually will result in 2 times the productivity. This one is a fun, useful, but totally unnecessary upgrade, unless you have super boring lights like mine. The Nanoleaf Skylight already sounds cooler, and I can confirm actually is. Now, it will require a bit of handiwork. Turning off the power and collecting some tools will be necessary as well, but honestly, I just called my dad because what doesn't he know how to do? All the hardware is included in the box, minus the muscle, but the instructions are pretty straightforward, although I do recommend testing it along the way, and once you get the main light in, the rest pretty much line up itself. You could do much fancier patterns and shapes, but I went with a straight line, but once you figure out what you want, draw some holes, drill, and plug them all together. Then, wha-bam! Again. Now, if it wasn't obvious, this is a semi-permanent upgrade, as you will have holes in your ceiling if you do change your mind, but popping on the covers, honestly, I'm not sure why you'd want anything else. It's literally like I've added an actual skylight to my tiny basement office. A much needed upgrade to not only brighten up the space, but also feel less, well, basement-like. Obviously, the best part is getting to play with the effects, and the more panels you add, the wilder it gets. Plus, you can customize and make your own patterns and color combos too. My current favorite is the Northern Lights preset, because if you ever walk by and saw inside, you will definitely be jealous of how much fun I'm having alone in my room.
Siri, turn off basement office lights.
Oh, and the smart Siri integration is a cherry on top. Comment down below if I should do a home accessory episode 3 or a Deadpool EDC. But that's it. I rest my home accessories version 2. Oh, did he fully pee out?
Yeah, I'm like, I picked him up, I'm like, really wet, and then I...
Look at him twitching. Look at him twitching. What's going on? You okay? Oi, why don't you turn it around? Oh, you don't care? Okay, all right.
I sat in that last week.